People calling it woke is so stupid. Have they seen Lucia's design? I feel like people don't know what woke means. What woke is like a left wing bias in media, whether that being a movie, a TV show, or a video game. That's it. It's not gay people existing. It's not black people existing. It's not Hispanics existing. It's none of that. That's not fucking woke. When you see a video game or a movie with a black or Hispanic or Asian lead role, that does not automatically mean woke. Woke is like Bill Williamson says to Arthur in a cutscene, "Actually, Arthur, my pronouns are he, they, and I am actually a homosexual, Arthur." Okay, Bill, that's nice. I'll respect your pronoun. That's woke. You know what I'm saying? Woke is like you're taking away from the story to add like a self-insert political messaging. That's woke. And it goes both ways. Like, you can have political messaging in media from a left-wing view and a right-wing view. If you guys are familiar with the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy, if you guys are familiar with, there's a lot of Batman comics actually, or the Dark Knight Returns movie, or the Dark Knight Returns comic, it's an animated film, that is unapologetically right-wing. The Incredibles, right-wing. So, like, this whole idea of, like, woke, how the fuck is GTA 6 woke? I heard someone give me like an actual compelling argument of like how Rockstar is shifting towards more of like a woke bias or a left wing bias, and I kind of agree with it. Like, I kind of see the points they're making, because an interview from a few years ago, Rockstar came out and said, "Oh, we want to focus less on frat culture in Rockstar games, and we want to focus less on punching down." So yeah, I can see with that quote in mind and them saying that does make sense. So what is punching down? Punching down is making fun of people, minorities, whether that being religious minorities, sexual minorities, or racial minorities, black, Hispanic, Asian, etc. That's punching down. Punching up is like, oh, the rich, the elite class. That's like punching up. Punching up is like saying fuck Elon Musk. That's punching up, right? Punching down is like saying, yeah, fuck this minority group in particular. That sounds so bad out of context. Someone's gonna clip that. Lunch Tray Boy said he doesn't like minorities. That's not true. That's not true. But yeah, that's like woke. You know what I'm saying? So now with GTA 6, keep in mind with what the quote I said earlier about the frat culture and how they want to focus less on punching down. Punching down isn't exclusive to right wing or left wing. Like, you have a lot of left-wingers who make fun of rednecks because they're poor and stupid, allegedly. Stereotypically. That's punching down. You're making fun of some guy living in a trailer in fucking Louisiana who's like a Republican. And punching down also, like I said earlier, like a disdain or making fun of or dragging like minorities. That's also punching down. Punching up goes both ways. You can punch up in a right-wing sense. A lot of the right-wing populist crowd, they're really anti-war. They're against the war in Iran. They're against Middle Eastern involvement in the Middle East in general. Ow, that's more punching up. That like so. What I'm saying is both sides can punch up. So what I'm saying is with Rockstar coming out saying, "Oh, we want to focus less on punching down," that can come from both ways. For all we know, there could be a Hollywood liberal actor and they're making fun of them. So I feel like this whole woke thing is just like forced. Like, that's how I feel, at least. I feel like there's gonna be criticisms on both sides, like Impotent Rage from GTA 5, Republican Space Rangers, right? And also they made fun of communists and socialists in Dignity Village. If you guys ever done the bounty mission in GTA 5, where you arrest that communist, the homeless communist, they make fun of him too, right? So they make fun of all spectrums of politics, all spectrums of race and sexuality. Now, I will say, I think it's kind of whack that in GTA 5's story for the next-gen release for PS5 and Series S and X, I think it's kind of stupid and really performative how Rockstar removed the drag queens or the transgender NPCs in GTA 5. Because people argued, like, oh, they're a bad representation of transgender people. It's a bad representation of transgender people? Okay, with that logic, Lamar and Franklin are a bad representation of black people because they're gangsters. Are you saying all black people are thugs? Are you saying all black people are gangbangers or criminals? You know what I'm saying? So, like, Yeah, like it's almost like the game is like a real life parody of like American culture. Obviously, there's gonna be caricatures and one dimensional like punching bags. Obviously. One last thing on this subject before I read more of the super chat, I just want to get this off my chest. The Ballad of Gay Tony. You have people on the left side saying, "Oh, the Ballad of Gay Tony. If that came out today, people would be calling it woke." Here's what I'll say: yes, people would call it woke, but they'd be like blind because, like I said earlier, woke is like preachy. It's like preaching a left wing worldview. That's woke. The Ballad of Gay Tony is anything but that. He just happens to be a gay guy. He's gay and he's a flawed person. He's a drug addict. He hates himself. He's depressed. If the Ballad of Gay Tony was woke, Gay Tony would be like this picture perfect idea of what being a gay person is, and like that's what I mean when I say woke versus just happening to be gay. People are gay. Like who gives a fuck, you know? If it was woke, it would be Gay Tony with no character flaws, him constantly preaching about what it's like to be a homosexual in America, him like finger wagging at the audience and at other characters about their homophobia. That would be woke, and that's not Rockstar. And then people also say like, "Oh, it's GTA's always been woke because there's that one mission where Nico beats up that homophobe who was harassing Bernie." Well, I don't think you have to be left or right to recognize that beating people up and harassing them makes you like a piece of shit. You could say that from the left and from the right. If you're harassing somebody, you're beating them up just because of their sexual orientation or just because of their skin color or their race or their religion, you're a piece of shit. I feel like a right winger, just as much as a left winger, I feel like a right winger, if they had a gay friend or they knew someone in their family who was gay and they're being harassed by somebody, I feel like they would react the same way Nico has or did. So like I said, I don't think that was woke. Nico being up a fucking homophobe. You know, it's like these fucking like it's like people so desperately want their worldview to be like validated. You know, like, oh yes, this game's gonna make fun of the opposite side. Like, oh, this will get those damn libtards. This game's gonna make fun of those triggered libtards. And then you have the other side saying, oh, this game's gonna make fun of those stupid chuds on Twitter. You know, so it's like you really just gotta really think it as corny as it sounds. You gotta think it from the middle. You gotta like think down the middle. Like, okay, this side's saying this side's saying this. I gotta come to my own independent conclusion. You know. But that's my moral grandstanding centrist rant. But let's go ahead and read the comments actually.